Good morning, doctor. My name is PROMRAK and we are from Group T. This is all of my group member and today our topic is secret recipe to Japan.
Hi and a very good day to Dr. Arina and to my fellow friend. My name is IFFAHAZYANI BINTI YUSUF, matrix number 270751. Today I would like to explain my part in section 1, which are the introduction to secret recipe and introduction to Japan. First of all, Secret Recipe Cakes and Cafes NURAMILIA was founded in 1997 in Malaysia and the founder is Datuk Steven Sim. Secret Recipe is very famous in Malaysia because it has so many various of foods such as cakes, Asian classic, Western, brownies and many more. In 2021, about 440 outlets already open in across Asia Pacific. Secret Recipe had entered so many countries but not in Japan, so our group chose Japan as the country that we want to enter. Next, let's move to the profile of country market. Japan, an island nation on the east coast of Asia that consists a series of islands that stretch and extend for about 1,500 miles. Japan has so many population, they have so many people there. In the 20th century, Japan's economy began to grow rapidly in the first few decades of World War II. Next, let's move to the country market in terms of size, historical trends, growth forecast. Japan is one of the world's most prosperous economies that has highly educated and highly skilled workforce as well as rich population that contributes a lot to their country, making it one of the world's leading consumer markets. Next, we go to the customer segmentation. First of all, we go to the existing customer. Existing customer are people who already purchase and use goods or service from any shop or any business. So first of all, in Japan, they already have so many cakes and cafe restaurants that people already love because people in Japan really likes to eat cakes, sweets for their tea time. So they already have existing cafe and cakes restaurants. Next, I will explain about the emerging customer. Emerging customers are people who always purchase good quality products or services regardless of the expensive price. The price of the product does not affect them all. They are desire to pay more to get the good quality of the products. For example, in Japan, they have a district that was called Ginza. In Ginza district, they have brand luxury cafes such as Gucci, Bulgari that only emerging customer can come and buy and sit to drink their coffee there. So the emerging customer doesn't really care about the price. They just care about the brand, about the quality of the products itself. Lastly, for customer segmentation, we have potential customer. Potential customer is someone who is able to be our buyer for our products or services. So for this potential customer, Secret Recipe needs to use market segmentation to deeply know their target market.
Good morning, doctor and everyone. My name is Song Hua, matrix number 271427. So now I will presenting the trends in the country market. So the first one is a geographic segmentation. So it means that are divided into countries, state, regions, and cities. So there are 4 seasons in Japan, which are spring, autumn, winter, and fall. So and we found that the Japanese tend to eat onion when in winter, and they tend to eat shumai when in the autumn season. So for the behavioral segmentations, it means a knowledge of the product, attitude, use, or response of the product. So we found that consumers in Japan, they tend to look on the product quality first and then only look on the price. And they are rarely taking proactive actions to speak up for themselves to buy a product. Next is the demographic segmentations. So it means we divided the customer into according to the age, gender, income, education level, and so on. So we found that the Japan male population has 48.7% and the female population is 51.3%. So lastly, for the psychographic segmentation, we had divided the market based on a consumer personality, their values, attitudes, and so on. So the Japanese tend to eat on a low table and they sit in a place with a cushions with a tatami floor. So they also have, unlike other countries like Canada, they have a personal serving system and also the tipping system to the waiter. Next, we will look on the competitive positions and market major player. So first is market challengers. It means that a company whose market share is lower than a market leader, but the existing share is sufficient to make the company to greater pressure to gain more control. So we found that Krispy Kreme is a market challenger because it brings 45 million revenues, which is lower than a market leader. So next we will look on market leader. So the market leader means that it has the largest revenue of the productions in the market. So it means that we found that Starbucks has an excellent financial performance because it brings revenues of 26.5 billion in the year. We will look on the market follower. So it means that a market that chose to retain its position rather than compete with other companies. So we have found that Mr. Donut is a market follower because it only brings 4 million revenues. And lastly is the market niche. So market niche is a firm that can be a leader in a small or a niche market instead of being a follower in a large market. So we found that Subway in Japan is a market niche as it only brings 4 million revenues. Next we will look on the marketing opportunities. So in Japan, the GDP in 2008 had increased from the previous year, which is 2007, and the purchasing power of Japan citizens in 2018 also had increased compared with the previous year. So this had increased amount enables Japan to penetrate their business to this market as the potential buyer is high. So next is cultures and legal difference. So we have measures that the cultures of Japan based on their holistic culture dimensions. So the first one is the power distance. As we can see in the graph, the Japan for the power distance is in the middle. Because they have a hierarchical system due to they have a business experience that making slow decisions. The second is the individualism. As we can see in the graph, they also have a low individualism because Japan is a paternalistic society, which means their home assets are inherited to the eldest son. And the third is they have a high masculinity. So it means that the citizens are more enjoying and value of the quality of the happiness than success and competitions. And the fourth is they have a high uncertainty avoidance. The people in Japan they feel threatened because they always experience natural disaster such as earthquake and tsunami. And the fifth is they have a high long-term orientations. So it means that Japan is a pragmatic society. The people encourage value of the trip and persistence. They have looked and prepared for their futures.
In section 2, we will talk about description of companies' transferable capabilities. So we have secret recipe SWOT analysis, where we have strengths, opportunities, weakness, and also threats. For the strengths, secret recipe has strong market presence, which is they also use the striking red logo to attract customer interest. Not only that, it has well-designed interior of the restaurant and menu layout. And for the high quality standard of product, they presently do remark and recheck of the quality standard of their food ingredients. For an example, they emphasize the quality of the cheesecake to ensure the tastiness is preferable to customer flavor. And for the numerous loyal customer, it because they have a high customer service standard. For an example, the staffs show the appreciation such as say welcome and thank you when customer comes in or out of the restaurant. For the weakness, secret recipe has high price food because the average price of food is slightly high to low and middle class customer, because the menu of secret recipe provide premium food and cakes, and this make their raw material more costly to make the food. And for the high employee turnover rate, although the secret recipe is kept with a well-trained staff, but the trainings are strict and may lead to depression and stress. It will increase the labor cost to provide interviewing and reviewing application. And for the inconsistent quality of service, because the secret recipe has many franchises all around the world, it's difficult to control all the quality service for each branch of this country. Next, for the opportunity, the secret recipe has the filter variety of menu option, which is secret recipe can make its product to have a various flavors, so the customer will not bored of the same flavor. As an example, the secret recipe can increase its menu option from 10 types of cake up to the 50 types of cakes. And for the global expansion, secret recipe has a lucrative opportunity to expand its business by increase their branch all around the world, because it can build a strong brand worldwide reputation by connecting with other bakeries in other foreign countries. Next, for the treat, the secret recipe has competition with fast food restaurant, because the people are more preferred to go on the fast food outlet. The fast food outlet has a fast serving and short time of preparation of food. The secret recipe will lose the customer if they need to wait a long time to get their order. And for the after effect of coronavirus, the citizen more prefer on cooking themselves in the home. So the secret recipe will difficult to earn profit in the long run. Next, for the source of advantage or capabilities are transferable of the country market, the secret recipe has a franchise management system, which is secret recipe already hold the firmly on its Asia position, keep on focus, expand their business in Asia countries and maintain its loyal customer in Asia, so it's able to secret recipe easily enter the Japanese market. For the stringent product quality control, the Japanese customer have a high expectation in product quality and they seek for the quality as their priority, so it's essential when it comes to the Japan. So for the product diversification, the Japanese consumer have a high curiosity of a new product, so the secret recipe can innovate to introduce a new product, so they able to attract more Japanese customer to fulfill their curiosity.
Hi, my name is SYAMIMI. I will explain about the recommendation for the market entry strategy. Okay, the first one is joint venture. Joint venture is the Japan is a legal agreement that enables Japanese and foreign companies to share their skill and resources to work as a one unit. Joint venture is an ideal way to grow the business and expand into the new market. And also, a local business partner can give a lot of benefit to the company they want to enter their business to their business market. Okay, the second one is secret recipe should considering the licensing agreement with the local company in Japan. Licensing is relatively sophisticated arrangement where the secret recipe can transfer the rights to the use of the product or service. The third one is piggyback. Piggyback marketing occurs when the domestic company selling in another country agrees to essentially distribute the product of another domestic company. Exporter maintain the autonomy in the scope of the shaping elements such as price, brand, and advertising. Secret recipe also can use the piggyback strategy to enter the Japanese market. Next is the characteristic of the market. The first one is good economic performance. Japan is the world's third largest economy with a nominal GDP nearly by 5 trillion USD. Japan is the one of the biggest and the most great economies. It has an accomplished productive labor force and is enormous and well-off populace. Domestic demand is high and the population has considerable purchasing power. Besides that, Japan also has one of the fastest growing e-commerce market in the world. It's highly contribute to the boosting the economy as it has more population in the urban area, fast internet penetration and advanced technology and infrastructure in such a small size country. Thus, the e-commerce business in the Japan can be grow easily. The secret recipe should also learn that some e-commerce business to sell its product. This is because nowadays the pandemic of COVID-19 is still happening all around the world. In such a pandemic COVID situation, this could be they encourage customer to purchase the food online.
third one is the Japan people is more conscious about their health. This is because Japan country is aging society, which means they have a lower birth rate and fewer children. Secret recipe can provide more on the healthier food with a low calories and less fat. Okay, next is recommendation of the transferable capability of the country market. The first one is collaboration with the other company. Although the Secret Recipe has no real franchise in the Asia country, but it's still not enough for them to earn the profit. Company who collaborate with Secret Recipe will have financial benefit because of the company are able to increase their sale by sharing resources in order to save the cost. Second is prioritize the cost and quality equally. Secret Recipe should focus on the lower its production cost at the same time to improve its product quality. For example, Secret Recipe can use the Japanese origin method just-in-time system to reduce the production cost. Lastly, is promote new product by using advertising. Online advertising is important in this generation. Even the elderly also learn how to use the internet to see the news online instead of the newspaper and magazine.
My name is FARAHANIS binti SODIK. Metric number is 269924. So for my part, I will explain about recommendation of international marketing strategy. The definition of target segment is a target market that refers to a group of potential consumers and customers to a company that wants to sell its service and products. Firstly, the Secret Recipe main target market strategy option is standardized global marketing. This refers to the ability of a business or company to use the same marketing strategy across different culture, religions, and lifestyles. For example, Secret Recipe can promote its menus, foods and beverage for demographics, demographics, psychographics, and behavioral. For demographics, they can promote through Japanese aid, religions, incomes, and others. When it comes to geographical, they can promote by the decoration of the outlet that brings different vibes to Japanese people. Secondly, the concentrate global marketing. Concentrate global marketing is a market target segmentation strategy in which the company should focus all of its resources and effort to serve one market segment. For example, if Secret Recipe target their market segmentation that from high-end income families individually in Japan, they only need to put their intention to produce and provide more high-end quality food and beverage. More interesting dishes have their meaning, season-based cake, and unique taste to this target market to fulfill their preference and satisfaction. Next is definition of market positioning. Basically, it's give the product a distinctive place in the mind's satisfaction. Next is definition of market positioning. Basically, it's give the product a distinctive place in the minds of consumers relative to the competitors. There is a type of positioning statement, marketing strategy that can be used by Secret Recipe. Firstly, to quality and price. A positional quality approach makes use of the relationship between price and quality so that the price of the product corresponds optimally to the quality of the product so that the product is higher in the mind of the customer. For example, Secret Recipe has put itself in the minds of customer using affordable and high price compared to the quality of food and beverage dishes on their menu. Secondly, the ideal of representative target consumers, demonstrating that the product is ideal for them and can contribute to their social identity. For example, the price for certain menu food and beverage in the Secret Recipe is high, price that is suitable for high-income individuals and families. The attribute or benefit also one of the type of positionings. It can be defined as attributes or benefits are specific to the features or benefits of a product. For example, Secret Recipe is popular because of its cheesecakes and the indulgence cake that is signature cake which is affordable, delicious, and tastes unique. So thank you, that's all for me.
Hello, my name is WIRISARA and my metric number is 260477. I will present about marketing mix. We will adapt to suitable with the Japanese market for the product. When you are thinking about the Japan, we cannot deny that the first thing that we will always think is the cake. So the first cake that I will present is Shinjuku baked cake. Japanese people are concerned about the health, so we also add healthy cake. The main ingredient that people in Japanese like is cheesecake and also cream cake. Next is the food. All of this is Japanese dish. And we have Japanese bento set. For Japanese curry rice is the most popular menu that people in Japan always like to try in the restaurant. Japanese is concerned about the health, so salad is very suitable because the weather at the Japan always cold, so the soup is suitable. And we have two menu of beef because a lot of Japanese people like to eat beef. We will have one menu of pasta. Second one is price. That one price strategy because people in Japanese always hurry with everything. So the different price of goods it can affect customer purchasing decision. So when they buy our cake, they will buy without having to decision or worry about the price. Second strategy is different price. We will set price of the product to be high, so we can always keep the discount of it. At the discount level, we will show the original price at the reference, and we will show the product price which we already discount, so it can clear display of the product discount. And for the product set pricing, we will set the several food into one set by give a discount of the set. Customer will think it is valuable because they only add a little bit of money, but they will get a lot of food. So the customer will buy at the larger quantity. And for communication mix, for the first one is the most popular way is online advertising. Because Twitter and YouTube are the most popular app in Japan, so we will promote more into of this app. For the online advertising, we will use about storytelling of the product. We will using principle of sale rate. That is mean we will take care the customer more than ourselves, so we can give the customer a special feeling. Second is Google search engine because Japanese people when they want to eat something, they will find the restaurant in the Google. So we should create the web page which include recommendation and creating about comfortable atmosphere. The third one is distribution of tissue. In Japanese, they will receive tissue more than hand bill. When people bring the tissue with our brand to use, we can promote our store to them and to the people around them. And for the distribution, Japanese food delivery app, a lot of restaurants in Japanese not available to take away because they think the taste of the food will be changed, including a lot of people in Japanese working until almost late at night. So we can reach customer easily if we deal with food delivery. For the second one is birthday delivery. Japanese people, they pay more attention to the birthday celebration for the children. So if we have online page for the cake menu, serve it at the same day cake, so it is the good choice for the customer. One is Japanese convenience store because a lot of people in Japan always go to convenience store. And for sweet and dessert, Lawson is very popular so about this type of the product. If our cake menu can enter the Lawson, it will increase our sales greatly. And for the conclusion, when we want to add the secret recipe to the new country market, we cannot do everything all the same with original market, but we have to adjust a business to be suitable for the new country market. We have to consider about living behavior of people in that country. We have to find marketing opportunity, different marketing method in that country, and also the culture. And the important thing is the law in that country. So we should do the research or going to export in the real market before starting to market in that country. So it will be valuable for the secret recipe.